everybody, this is Corey from the Welcome Home team at Remax. We are out and about again today on a Friday at 2 o'clock. We are with David Pascaru and Allan Weck from Purely Imagined Animation Studios. So something a little different that we're going to talk to you about today, but you got some of the animation that they create going on in the background. So thanks for being with us, guys.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
So how does one come up with an animation studio? Like, how did you conceptualize how it started?
All right, I'll tell you our story.
Tell us your story. I'd love to hear it.
It's sort of our shift from the pandemic. Prior to COVID, we were a videography company. We were doing a lot of weddings and different promo type work, very similar to what we're doing now, but with cameras. Pandemic hit, we lost all of our jobs, obviously, and that's when Alan and I decided, you know, we can do something new, right? We were always freelancing for other people, so we thought, like, let's build our own name. Purely Imagine always existed. It's just now it's shifted to doing the animations. We got into it. We're both into nutrition and fitness. We started making gym videos and cooking videos over the summer during the lockdown.
Okay.
Alan started playing around on the editing softwares, making very cool titles, like 3D animated titles, and we thought, what if we just made an animated video? And we spoke to one of our connections through networking, the dentist that we knew. We made a video of his, dental practice video.
Okay.
And from there, we made another one, and just we just snowballed. And
that's awesome.
June 4th. June is pretty much a year of us being an animation studio.
Okay.
Alan very much got into the design and editing style, so I thought, let's run a real business. Let's not just be artists anymore. So you learn more animation, I'll learn business. Okay. And that's how we've combined our two.
Well, you have to take and make sure that you play to each other's strengths. So, Alan, if you did the animating part of it, was that something that you've always done or always dabbled in and just kind of went with it?
Yeah. We both went to the School of Visual Arts for film, and my focus there was in film editing. So I was always into the software and more of kind of how to line everything up visually and arranging the pieces, sort of.
Okay.
So I really loved just being able to kind of build an animation. It was like you were starting from scratch and you were kind of directing acting and action, but you were also adding sound to it. It just takes in so many different disciplines that I was really excited to be able to kind of learn a little bit about each of them. Graphic design, sound design, animation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the pandemic was kind of it wasn't a godsend for you, but it helped to pivot your business to something different that kind of lends more to what you wanted to do.
Right. We were making movies. We fell into doing video work, very heavy in the wedding world, which is very aesthetically pleasing, a lot of very pretty designs and shots and lighting, but there's no story. It's the same story every time. It's a wedding. And we went to film school. We like telling stories. We watch movies, read books. We like stories. Now what we're doing with these animations, especially with the different businesses we're working with, we're able to kind of hyper focus in on a business, learn about, real estate, figure out the best ways to highlight what we need to talk about and make it interesting and visually do it. We do the work and then we can go on to the next company.
Right.
And so that's helped us touch that creative part. Every day there's a new creative problem.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that in some of your animations. I've checked out your website. I know that we've talked about potentially working together, so I definitely want to work with that. But it just seems like there's a lot of creativity that goes along with it, and you cater everything to what the customer's looking for. And it's funny that you started in the pandemic with cooking videos, because that was the primary focus of most people's social media in the pandemic was cooking videos. So the businesses that you work with, is there a specific type of client that you'll work with? What do you?
Right now we always like to say business. We want to talk to the business owners. We need to talk to decision makers because we're creating the content for their business. So it's always good to talk to the guy who says yes or no always, right?
Right.
And just if a business owner is already doing advertising or marketing their brand, we can help them do it in a different way and kind of a new spin on it. A lot of companies that have specific processes that need to be explained. So I reached out recently to a handful of software companies and engineering firms because we can make an explainer video that breaks down their software to the consumer.
Right.
So that's sort of we just want to help explain what people do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of your explainer videos. It seems like a nice sweeper at the front, at the end. Explainer videos like YouTube things to go with that. That's super cool. So where do you see the business now? A lot of people are going back to work. A lot of people have launched businesses. Where do you see your business going? Is it just going to grow in its current atmosphere, or is it going to progress or change?
Yeah, we want to keep growing. Right now, we're getting to the point where we're starting to work with other animators, and we definitely want to keep growing those relationships. We've talked about possibly like who or what would be the first type of employee we would hire, if it would be somebody more in a creative side or if it would be somebody on a business development side to kind of help keep us organized there. But it's all, as we're growing, we're continuing to have those types of discussions.
Yeah,
okay.
Like a year ago, we started making our Wix website. A year later, we have a professionally done website now.
Yeah.
A year ago, we were talking about one day we'll need to hire some animators because we're going to get enough projects. Let's do it. Just yesterday, we pretty much hired our first animator.
That's great.
So she's working on a project while we're working on another project, and it's like hours, right?
Yeah.
So we're like slowly
company's growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people took that approach, especially during the pandemic, was they started businesses at home, or they figured out a way to adapt the business to what they have now. Any aspirations of being able to get like an actual brick and mortar location, or something in the future to have like Purely Imagined studios, branded or something?
Maybe an office.
Yeah.
I mean, if we grow to where we have employees working for us, having an office, a nice animation studio office, something like that, that would be a very cool, atmosphere, a good culture for a company. So
Very
it's possible.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So you feel like this is definitely an extension of what you wanted to do, and keep rolling with it. So it's pretty awesome to talk to you guys. So as far as your animation goes, where does the thought process around it come from? Is it your creativity? Is it like taking the product that they want to have done and then you applying that and going back and forth? Is it like a system that you have?
We do a lot of kind of discovery meetings with people we're going to be working with in the beginning, even before we officially take them on as a client, just to kind of talk about where they feel that they want to go with the marketing, see if it's even going to be a right fit, because sometimes it turns out people aren't in the position where a video is the right thing that they're going to need in the moment. So figuring out just what it is that they're looking for, and if we can align ourselves in the right way with them.
And we always have clients ask, do you do everything? Do I need to make a script? And we come from the movie making background. In the movie world, everything's a collaborative art form. Like the credits are huge. So if you're the client and you have an idea, like tell it to us, and we'll work. Your idea could give me an idea. My idea could give you an idea. Mm-hmm. So yes, we'll write the whole script from beginning to end, and you don't even need to be involved at all. Or we can talk every single day to make sure that we all have our ideas heard.
Everything's all aligned.
We like to do either way.
That's great.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen your work. You guys are doing great stuff. Thank you so much for being on. How would somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to employ your services?
Yeah, well, you can go to purelyimagine.com. It's our website. Our samples are on there. Today we're swapping brand new websites, so if you check it out in a couple hours, then check it out in a couple more hours.
Give it a little bit.
Yeah, wait a little bit. But no, purelyimagine.com. You can see there. You can contact us. Our work's on there. An explanation of all the different services we have is going to be up there, and follow us on LinkedIn and on Instagram and all that.
All right, great, Alan, David. Thank you so much for being here.
All
right, guys, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.